Hello everybody, welcome to the Arkansas Weather Blog. We are your ticket to big weather events, and yeah, we do have we got a bunch of different things to talk about over the next 24 hours, one day to a day and a half, I think. We've got severe weather, as you can see here, and flooding rains that we're going to have to keep an eye on, and I want this video to focus on those threats, the timing of those threats, and exactly where those threats exist, so you're better prepared to know what Mother Nature is going to throw our way. And this is from the Storm Prediction Center. This is called the Convective Outlook. This is the day one. It gets updated a couple times throughout the day at least. But they have upgraded southern Arkansas, as we've been thinking. This is the portion of the state that has the greatest risk for severe weather, and it's enhanced. Now, I don't, when we should do our maps at Channel 7, I don't show the general thunderstorm and marginal risk. I like just to look at the slight, enhanced, moderate, and high. And so this is on the lower end of the scale, but there is an area where there may be more organization in that southern Arkansas, and the time, and I'm going to go into that in just a little bit, but the time period for that is later today and into tonight. Now tomorrow, this is something else I was talking about on Twitter last night. Tomorrow, there is a risk, and it's across eastern Arkansas, and I think there's a chance that this slight risk area across the Delta gets backed up a little bit further towards the west, and I'll show you why in just a second. You can see this is the frontal boundary. Let me see, make sure I know what time this is. This is tomorrow morning, by the way, at 7 a.m. The frontal boundary at 7 a.m. And I'm jumping ahead past today's storms, and I'll show you that in just a second. But this is the frontal boundary location tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. So we're still ahead of that front. And that's why I think that this area of the state tomorrow will be under the gun once again for severe weather. And then this is at 7 p.m. So there will be a good majority of the day where eastern Arkansas will be ahead of that frontal boundary. And so that's why I think that this risk area will get backed up just a little bit, and the enhanced and slight risk will move towards the west. In future outlooks, we'll see how that plays out. Flooding will be a concern. Now let's get into today and tomorrow. Flooding will be a concern. And I think across a good bit of Arkansas, 2 to 3 inches of rainfall, and across southern and southeastern Arkansas, shocker, huh? 3 inches or more, depending on if you get underneath some of these heavier thunderstorms. So, once you get into a pattern like this, have you noticed over and over and over, it has been southeast Arkansas, and because of that, we have that flash flood watch in effect for areas south of Little Rock, generally from DeQueen over towards Jefferson County, Grant County, on up towards West Memphis areas south of that. So the impact forecast for today, let's take a look at this for central and northern Arkansas, including the Little Rock metro area. Later today, there will be a threat, and I'm recording this at 8 o'clock on Wednesday morning. Medium threat for severe hail, that's 1 inch in diameter or greater. Medium threat for severe winds, 58 miles per hour or greater. A low threat for tornadoes, flooding threat at medium. Now, southern Arkansas, this is a little bit different, and it has significant impacts. Again, that's the enhanced area throughout today, especially late today and this evening. High threat for severe hail, medium threat for wind, and a medium threat for tornadoes. Remember, central and northern Arkansas low, but in southern Arkansas, we're going to take that up to a medium threat, and of course that flash flood watch is in effect with 3 inches or more of rain. I'll put that at a high threat. Safety first, always. Oh boy, I need a low, see if I can make this a little bit smaller here. Safety first, everybody. Channel 7, we need your help, and this is something we've been fighting, and I don't know if this battle is ever going to be won or not, but always safety first. When you send pictures to Channel 7, always use the hashtag ARWX on Twitter, but don't take pictures like that. Like that. That's how you take pictures, because that's the way it works on television. If you look, it makes sense. When you look at your TV set, it's that way, not that way. It's portrait, not landscape. Landscape, not portrait. You see what I'm saying there with that graphic. Anyway, and send them to us. Always, again, I'll say it once, I'll say it again, safety first. Now, we're expecting thunderstorms to develop this morning. Again, I'm recording this at 8 o'clock. By 10 o'clock, we're going to start to see thunderstorms develop across western Arkansas. These will be what's called elevated thunderstorms. They won't be rooted in the surface. So that means that these thunderstorms, when they initiate this morning, the threat will be for heavy rain and hail. There could be some wind gusts, but mainly small hail out of these and some heavy rain because the surface heating just isn't there yet. These are not rooted in the surface. And then as we head throughout the day, you can see this continues to increase in coverage. This is at noon today, increase in coverage and intensity. And then this is at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Notice we're getting more thunderstorms, locally heavy rainfall. There could be some small hail with this. This is at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Now, this is what I want you to start watching this afternoon in this area, the Arklatex, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and Louisiana in this area. Watch these thunderstorms in here, okay? This is where I think that this is the time of the day, late this afternoon to the evening, where the severe threat will begin to ramp up, increase in this area of the state, in that enhanced area. And then we go into 5 o'clock. Again, these thunderstorms, now it's kind of chaotic when you look at simulated radar. This is not going to be perfect, by the way, HRRR off of weatherbell.com. You wonder, it's a little chaotic with these thunderstorms in southern Arkansas. We'll see how that all plays out across the south. But this is the area of the state that I think has the greatest threat for severe weather later on today. This is at 6 o'clock. You can see heavy rain and thunderstorms. Notice northwest Arkansas, little if anything. And then this is at 7 p.m. Again, more thunderstorms here. There's more development out here towards the west. More thunderstorms at, let's see, what time is this? This is at 8 o'clock. Again, in the enhanced area, this is where the threat continues. Threat continues at 9 o'clock. And then that's as far out as this run of the HRR goes. So, again, southern Arkansas, you have all threats, severe weather and flooding. Where northern and central Arkansas, we have a severe threat, and we do have the small potential for flooding here, but I think that the severe threat is greatest at this time. When I'm recording this, it appears greatest over southern Arkansas later this afternoon and into the evening. Now, tomorrow, this is what I'm talking about. This is the high-resolution NAM. This is the 4-kilometer NAM. And this is, tomorrow afternoon at about 4 o'clock. See these thunderstorms developing? The frontal boundary is located right about here, and these thunderstorms are developing across eastern and southern Arkansas. So we'll have another round, I think, tomorrow afternoon, according to this computer model, and that's why I think that slight and enhanced risk will be backed up a little bit further towards the west. I know I've covered a lot of ground, but just to show you once again, slight risk for the entire state. If there's an area that has a greater risk today, it's areas near Little Rock, especially south of Little Rock in southern Arkansas, where you will have a tornado threat, especially in this location here, and wind and hail. There is a severe threat towards the north, but greatest across the south late this afternoon and into the evening. And then again tomorrow, and this is where the Storm Prediction Center has it outlined, but I would not be a bit surprised to see this backed up a little bit further towards the west. Whew! Lots to talk about. Thank you so much for coming to the Arkansas Weather Blog. We are your ticket to big weather events.